So, ladies and gentlemen, dear entrepreneur and innovation professionals, dear collaborators, it's a great pleasure for us to see so much interest into the Innovation and Startups Forum. My name is Bogdan Ciobanu, and I'm a policy officer in the Digital Innovation and Blockchain unit within the European Commission. I will be your moderator for the morning session, and I hope you'll have an exciting time here. This two-day session was a great challenge for us. We tried to bring some of the best experts in the leading technologies of tomorrow. After hearing the latest information about the funding opportunities which our unit has put together and the European Commission is offering, I believe it's nevertheless a good opportunity to start with opening this conference. More specifically, we have in the room right now Mr. Gerard, GRAAF, Director for Digital Single Market at the European Commission, and Mr. Ciprian-Ion, which is Secretary of State in the Romanian Ministry for Research and Innovation, and I would welcome both of them on the stage.
Good morning, everybody. So, on behalf of State Secretary PREDA, I am not going to spend a lot of time opening this, so it's now open. Very simple. Welcome to the Innovation Startup Forum. You heard this morning already about funding opportunities, but there is so much more that we're going to discuss during the rest of this morning and this afternoon and tomorrow. We'll talk about deep tech, we talk about the European Innovation Council, we'll talk about blockchain. There's a lot of issues, there's a lot happening in the European Union, and I actually think there's a lot of positive things happening in the European Union. And just let me mention that on the digital single market, because sometimes you might ask, well, what has the digital single market to do with startups? Well, it has a lot to do with startups, and particularly with scale-ups. Because in today's Europe, it's still very difficult to grow and to expand because the regulatory environment is different from one member state to the next. So what this Commission set out 4 years ago, was to say, let's make Europe more unified. Let's make it more harmonized so that if you are a successful startup in Germany or in Romania or in Italy or in Spain and your business model really works, you can scale it up very quickly. You can really tap into the potential of this very large digital single market of more than 510 million consumers. Well, how have we done over the last couple of years? Well, we've done rather well. The Commission made 30 legislative proposals in many fields, from telecoms, audiovisual, copyright, consumer protection. We are now around 20 that have been adopted, so there's 10 more to go. The Austrian presidency will try to conclude a number of more proposals before the end of this month, and then it's up to the Romanian presidency to finish the job. And we're quite confident that before the European Parliament elections, the digital single market framework will be in place, and that should make it a lot easier for startups in Europe to grow and really expand fast, because the internet is all about scale and speed. Next to it, what the Commission is also working very actively on with the Member States is to put an infrastructure in place in Europe that is amongst the best in the world. Very recently, the Commission with the Member States created an organization called Euro-HPC, which is about supercomputing, to bring Europe back in the top 3 of lead supercomputing nations, where we are not at the moment. We're working very hard on artificial intelligence, on blockchain, on 5G, all issues you will hear about this morning. So we're bringing together policy, investment, research, regulatory aspects, and that should kind of give the European Union the scale, the power to be successful, because startups and scale-ups is our future. We need to be successful in this area. If we continue to talk about the importance of startups and scale-ups in, say, 5 years, we have failed. In 5 years, it just needs to be mainstreamed. We need to have a lot of scale-ups in the European Union. So with this, I'm going to turn the
Thank
floor
you.
over to State Secretary PREDA. Less than a month from now, you will be with Romania
26
in
days.
the presidency of the Council of the European Union. We are very much looking forward to working with
Thank
you,
you.
and we
Thank you
wish
so
you,
much.
of course, all the
Thank you.
success. And I wish you, of course, also all the success this morning, this afternoon, and tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, first of all. I'm really happy to be here and really happy to be in touch with this subject. As my colleague said, there is a lot of pressure on us with getting over the presidency of the European Council. We are committed to do serious things and good things. I know there are a lot of rumors around. It's normal to be, but definitely we are ready and we are committed to take over the presidency of the European Council. And with respect to this topic, I think we do have the expertise and we do have a strong will to solve as many as possible from the dossier that we're going to get. I'm going to speak in a double quality as a Romanian official, a government official, and first of all, as a mathematician. As a mathematician, I was really happy to see that, if you remember, there is a paper by Lucas in '61, which says that the mind of a mathematician cannot be formalized through artificial intelligence, through an algorithm, because if it's gonna be formalized, then according to the incompleteness theorem of Gödel, a formal system will be complete and consistent in the same time, which of course violates one of the serious theorems in mathematics. I'm happy to confirm once again that we joined all the initiatives, the artificial intelligence, the blockchain technology, the innovation radar, the Euro HPC, the high performance computer, and most of my academic career, I spent most of my academic career in the United States, and I'm looking forward to see Europe able to compete with United States and China with respect to the high performance computers. And I strongly believe that this initiative, Euro HPC, will greatly contribute to a better position of Europe on the market with respect to this issue. As a government official, I have to deliver a message, as you probably presume. In Romania, this topic will be covered by two ministries, the Ministry of Research and Innovation and the Ministry of Communications. So I'm going to deliver a message which covers actually both of the positions of the two ministries, so we can regard it as a government message to the present setting. The European agenda for telecommunication, digital and cybersecurity is very dynamic and reveals the crucial importance of both the impact and implications of digital technologies in all economic sectors, as well as the fast pace of the digital ecosystem. Europe has an extraordinary potential in the development of digital economy, new technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, high-performance computing, 5G, and of course, cybersecurity. Together, we can make the most of this potential so that Europe becomes a global leader in the digital domain and European businesses acquire a global dimension. Romania is a digital state par excellence, young in spirit and dynamic through its immense ability to innovate. In the first semester of 2019, we will take over the presidency of the Council of the European Union, and the program of the Romanian presidency in the digital domain reflects the European objectives and interests in this field. With regard to the development of new innovative technologies, the Romanian presidency will manage the negotiations for the adoption of the Commission's proposals for the new multi-annual financial framework, namely the Digital Euro program and the Connecting Euro facility. These proposals aim to improve the EU international competitiveness and the development and strengthening of capacities for strategic digital Europe. Digitization should become a horizontal policy covering all sectors of the economy. Thus, European businesses acquire a global dimension, adapting rapidly to global trends in new technologies such as 5G, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, blockchain. Additionally, The Romanian presidency will prioritize the digitization both from the perspective of developing new innovative applications, but also from the perspective of optimizing the benefits for European citizens and companies. This is the message which I'm happy to deliver from my government, and which once again shows the commitment that we have with respect to this topic. And also, there is something, and here you can take it as a personal perspective with respect to the innovation framework. As you know, there is the innovation scoreboard done by the European Commission. And with respect to the innovation scoreboard, the Western Balkans countries, and let me put it like that, the Eastern countries are not doing so well. For instance, my country is not in the best position, and Bulgaria too, and so on. As a mathematician, I try to check which are, the innovation scoreboard is nothing else but the weighted average. As a mathematician, I try to check which are the missing points, where are the topics where we will lose points. And I saw that actually the main issue for our countries, let me just resume to Romania. For instance, for Romania, we are not able to monetize the value of our research. For instance, the technological transfer from the R&D capacity, research and development capacity, to the public or private companies is kind of missing. So this is a part where we have to work. And maybe with your help and your expertise and your advices, we're going to be able to improve that, to be able to monetize more the value of our research, because that's a part which is, let's say, a sensitive part for the eastern countries in Europe. This is with respect to the innovation capacity, which is quantified by the innovation scoreboard. Thank you so much once again for the invitation. I wish you good luck with the event, and I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
I think we can hand over to the Master of Ceremony again, to Bogdan, the boss.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. It was interesting to see the messages from the government, from the European Commission, and I believe now it's time to become more entrepreneurial. I believe that it's time to hear more about the Startup Europe initiative. I believe it's time to have some of the Startup Europe ambassadors, as we call them, to showcase what are the successes of the initiatives, what are the ongoing opportunities for entrepreneurs and startups, how we are connecting ecosystems across Europe. And I believe that there will be so interesting discussions. We have as moderator today one of the co-founders of BETAI. BETAI is one of the leading ecosystem innovator in Portugal. They are doing acceleration services. They are helping entrepreneurs. They are working with students. They are organizing conferences. And I'm sure that you will have super exciting times during this panel. Without further ado, I would like to bring Ricardo on the stage.